Should have thought all those.
Way before Apollo, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These five guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. Recount Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
Week 30 for the wrestler of the week. Does anybody want to start us off?
I want to go last so I can see the look of anguish on Mark's face.
It's fair you go last.
When I go last.
I can go first.
All right, Tim, go ahead.
So at number 1, I have Kennedy Copeland. Now, you may not know who she is, but she had a very extremely successful weekend in the world of the independents. Won the Matt Tremont Deathmatch tournament, and had a victorious outing in the Matt Tremont Exploding Ring event in New Jersey. Number 2, I'm giving my vote.
Wasn't she the VJ on MTV back in
Can we
the
mute
early
him,
90s?
please?
Kennedy?
Can we?
I could try.
No,
Her wrestling career.
Thank you. Second, I've got not necessarily the person who was brought over by Rob Feinstein from the Orient to here, but I'm picking Matt Tremont. Best wishes to him, recovering from his third-degree burns and bringing the FMW style to the States. Apparently, there's more to come for that, but we shall see, considering his injuries. And third on my list, not for things inside of the ring, but definitely for things outside. I'm giving my third place vote to Jon Moxley, doing the manly thing to do. He's a tough guy. He's proof that nobody else has an excuse. You've seen people who've come out, or there's reports that there's like half a dozen people who've come out and said, well, now if John can do this, I can go get help too, for their substance abuse and whatnot. So kudos to Jon Moxley for a swift and strong recovery during his rehab. And I'm sure the best is yet to come for Jon Moxley. So those are my top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. We do wish him and Renee and their family the best. Definitely takes a lot to to do that, and we wish him the best. Anybody want to go next?
Yeah, I'll slide in here. I want to just echo the sentiments for Jon Moxley. That's the right thing to do, and it's a hard thing to do, but kudos to him. So Tim kind of hinted on this. This past weekend, I watched H2 FMW Destiny. It's a show on the Independent Wrestling Network. A great show to watch. It's like only $10. You should subscribe. So number 1 is Onita. The guy's a fucking madman. Set a dude on fire, and it was like exploding light tube. It was wild stuff. So Onita was victorious in the match. So I'll put him number 1. Matt Tremont's number 2. Matt Tremont, if you're not familiar with who the Bulldozer is, you should look into it. Great independent wrestler, puts his body, life, soul on the line for the fans. What a match! It went through some crazy ass bumps. So Matt Tremont, number 2, and Shotzi Blackheart, I thought looked like $1 million in her match against Charlotte Flair. And rarely can the WWE successfully do this, but in a losing effort, I feel like Shotzi went over a ton and really established herself there in that match. So Shotzi Blackheart, in a losing effort, finds her way onto my list.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'll take next because I want Mark to go and then Matt to go, because that's going to be a world of fun there. But my number 3, Damian Priest.
That's a different Kennedy, Mark. That's not.
That's Kennedy.
He tried though.
He tried. She
was a manager. Mrs. Kennedy. Kennedy. That was your gimmick to say your name twice. How you like that?
Number 3, really good match, Monday Night Raw, between Damian Priest and T-Bar, Dijak. Hopefully he's going back to be Dijak soon, maybe.
Yeah, when the WWE releases him.
Possibly. But really solid outing. I think Priest is setting up to be a big star here for the WWE, which means likely means he'll probably be released. Number 2, Shotzi Blackheart, echoing what Ryan said, just a tremendous showing on SmackDown last week, despite a loss, and really, if you look at Shotzi, I mean, she feels like a main roster. Just absolutely built for the main roster with the tank and the hair and tattoos and the look, everything she does screams main roster. My number 1, Bryan Danielson, an absolute banger of a match on Rampage last week with Eddie Kingston. He advances to the finals of the World Title Eliminator Tournament. He will now take on Miro. Miro winning last night on Dynamite. The finals of that, of course, will be at Full Gear coming up next weekend. But great showing for Danielson last week. So, all right, intern Mark, it is your turn.
You sure Matt doesn't want to go?
No, I'll wait.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and go then. So my number 3, I went with this new tag team in NXT 2.0, Johnny Gargano and Dexter Loomis. I like them a lot. Yeah, they're one to watch. You gotta keep your eyes on them. I like that whole storyline going on. I'd like them better if they were wet bottoms, but we'll wait and see how that plays out. And then
I'm making wet bottom too.
And then my number 2, I went with that team, the New Day. Well, they beat those Usos over there on that SmackDown show. And the Usos, they're the tag team champions over there. So that's a big deal.
It's a
Big deal. And then number 1 of my personal favorites.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Sweetheart. Hi, boys. Just a sweetheart of a woman. Really nice, kind soul. She loves to eat pizza. And Shotzi Blackheart. Yeah, I tell you what, she's going places. She has the it factor, folks. She's getting her push. She's getting her push right now there in WWE. The push. The coveted push. Shotzi, you're my number 1.
The old coveted push. I think Lou's got a great
Glad
point.
She's getting that push.
At least tweet. All right, Matt.
Yes. So for my picks, my number 3, I echo the sentiments of a lot of people on the show. I had Shotzi. I thought that she looked great. It was a fantastic match that she had, even in a losing effort. Little known fact, I one time was supposed to do commentary on her match, and I refused to commentate on any of the other match. Oh, no, wait, that wasn't me. That was someone else. Number 2, I had Matt Tremont for all the reasons listed above. Just speedy recovery for sure. I think he just showed he will do whatever it takes for wrestling. And it's good to have someone like that in wrestling. Number 1, I'm shocked. Mark didn't have these 2 on his list as they successfully defended their Shimmer Tag Team Championship at the anniversary show, and that would be Team Sea Stars, Ashley and Delmy, retaining their belts.
Mark, I'm just disappointed. I'm just
ridiculous.
And I actually spoke to both Delmy and Ashley, and they were shocked to learn that a big supporter like intern Mark didn't have them on his list after they
way out of line.
Put their heart and soul into those matches this weekend at the 16th anniversary show. They figured that they could count on the support of intern Mark, and we're stunned to hear that he did not even have them in his top 3.
I'm a little
disrespectful, stupid idiot.
But that's
I
my
know
top
the
three.
Sea Stars they've been making waves in Shimmer now for months.
You couldn't
Years.
tell by your top three.
Yeah, we wouldn't know by yours, Mark.
I heard
feel like
Matt,
it's
they
on the
tweeted
beach
out
right
that
now.
they don't. Shit, might have been his best one. Matt, that's a solid top 10 or a solid top 3.
I appreciate that.
It felt like a 10 because the Sea Stars were on it.
You would think, yeah. I
That's
mean,
okay.
if they had the loyal support of a longtime fan, they might have been a little higher in the overall rankings.
Think
this
of all the
week.
points they could have earned.
Yeah. Oof.
Boy, and a common misconception about the people think stars only belong to the sky. Not all stars belong to the sky. That's the thing. If I got to go around the rest of my days and educate people that not all stars belong in the sky, because there are sea stars.
Problem is though,
Okay.
Mark, they'll say, "Oh well, where did they rank in your weekly rankings on November the 4th?" And will you have egg on your face?
Man, I will. This is no yoke. I'll tell you what. No yoke at all. This top three I
So
have
Mark,
isn't all
what is
stacked up to be.
your Twitter account, real quick, for everybody? Because everybody should go to your Twitter account and just send you an egg emoji because you really laid an egg on this one.
I laid an egg on it. I ruffled a lot of feathers for you guys tonight.
You notice he's taking a long time. He's taking a long time to get to what his actual Twitter handle is because he doesn't know.
He also forgets.
He doesn't know.
He forgets his Twitter.
I'm sitting here like, what the cluck? I really made a big mistake. I think it's 3 count intern.
There it is.
So dial up your Twitter
Go
at
tweet-
3 count
send me an
intern
egg.
and just send him an egg.
Yes, send me an egg. I deserve it. I'm going to issue a public apology to both of these stars.
Please do.
Just absurd.
I'm going to. I feel like a complete heel.
You should
I feel like
definitely
an
get on
all-day
Twitter
sucker.
and tweet them, and they'll be like, "The fuck is this guy talking about?"
They'll know. Believe me, they'll know.
Do they watch?
They want.
Yeah,
they're
why
big fans
don't
of
you
the
get
show.
them to watch the show, Mark?
Well, I'm going to try to. I think we can smooth all this out over maybe a nice mint chocolate chip milkshake from the chicken fillet. They're back in season.
Are you sure you don't want to make him some nice eggnog with all the egg you have on your face?
Man, I'd like to. I love some good eggnog. I'll tell you what. That's all it's cracked up to be, too. I'll tell you. Eggnog,
Tim.
baby.
Where does that leave us for the week?
I'd be
So
chilling with my peeps.
we have a lot of point getters this week. Earning top votes, Shotzi Blackheart. Second, Matt Tremont. Third place is tied between Kennedy Copeland, the Sea Stars, Daniel Bryan, and Atsushi Onita. And
Bless you.
rounding out the bottom of the list, not for any one reason in particular, is of course the New Day, King Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. If we take a look at our year-to-date standings through week 30, you'll see there's a little bit of a shift. Daniel Bryan Danielson himself has made his way. Daniel Bryan Danielson has made his way into the top 4.
Wow.
He is right on the heels of Large E and is making strides to claim the number 1 spot. He has plenty of time to do it. And therefore sending everyone else down the card, Matt Cardona to 5th. Bianca appropriately labeled and ranked in her rightful spot in 9th with the correct point totals and everything. Thanks to our crack statisticians for all of their hard work to get those numbers right. But that is where we stand for week 30 of 52 for Wrestler of the Year.
All right, we are going to pause here. We're going to hear from our networks, and when we come back, we'll have plenty more to discuss. But make sure you stick with us. If you are following along with us, give the video a like and a share. Get as many people in here. Catch us on the other side, 3 Count Thursday Live.
Since John Moxley, Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These five guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. Come Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.